The parable of the search for the souls. Savitri is going to step into Sapna, the dream consciousness, to see for soul. Now, the transition between what we had seen last time, a still self hid behind but gave no light. Savitri is in. No voice came down from the forgotten heights. She was waiting for some kind of response, some prodding. No. Only in the privacy of his brooding pain, the suffering, that anguish is there all the while. Her human heart spoke to the body's fate, the physical to physical. Now it is under these conditions, in this state, as in the vigilance, the sleepless night. Through the slow, heavy-footed, silent hours, repressing in her bosom its load of grief. She sat staring at the dumb trade of time and the approach of ever nearing fate. A summons from her being summit came, a sound, a call that broke the seals of night. Savitri was helpless. She did not know what to do and all that thing. And suddenly now something has happened. Vigilance. Savitri is not knowing it, but there is somebody who is vigilant about the whole situation. And that somebody is now coming forward and helping Savitri what she should do, how she should proceed. As in the vigilance of the sleepless night, now the sleepless night, Savitri is of course constantly thinking of the fate of her husband. She is spending sleepless nights. She is in that state. But the sleepless night is also for one who is vigilant, you see. He is not going to sleep like that. He is going to be alert. At what moment of time he should step in and do whatever has to be done. See. Sleepless night. Through the slow, heavy-footed, silent hour, slow, heavy-footed, silent. He is using three adjectives for the hours. Slow, because it's so loaded, heavy, you see, heavy-footed, silent hour. Repressing in her bosom its load of grief. She sat, Savitri sat, staring at the dumb thread of time. Time is marching forward. 2 weeks, 1 week, 5 days, 3 days, 2 days. She's constantly counting that this is going to happen now. She sat staring at the dumb trade of time and the approach of ever nearing fate. Yes, fate is coming very fast. It's going to happen now. The hour, the moment, the day, the month, everything is fixed. It's going to happen shortly now. Ever nearing fate. A summons from her being's summit came. Summons, command, a decisive command. From where? From her being summit came. The Supreme Savitri. It is from there the command is coming. And Savitri is watching the arrival of that command. She sat staring the dumb trade of time. Time is not speaking out. It's dumb, mute, helpless. It's not going to help her. Time is not going to help Savitri. Who is going to help her? The summons from her summit being. She is watching for that. A sound, a call that broke the seals of night. Savitri was totally helpless. It was a kind of a deadlock for her. She was not knowing what to do, how to proceed further at all. But then the seals are now ripped open, are broken. A sound, not only the coming of that summons, you are hearing the sound as if the summons are walking towards Savitri. She is hearing that thing. But it is also a call to Savitri. It is not only the coming of the summons, but also something which is imposed, so to say, on Savitri. Savitri has to respond to it. A call, has to respond. A call that broke this. You see, both the words are important. First is the sound of the summon, and then the call which Savitri has to accept and get ready to receive that. That broke the sails of night. Above her brows, where will and knowledge meet, a mighty voice invaded mortal space. This is the first decisive yogic experience of Savitri. Above her brows, where will and knowledge meet, a mighty voice invaded mortal space. Mortal space, that is Savitri, human Savitri. Mighty voice, it relates to her being summit. A summons from her being summit. The mighty voice is coming from her being, which is at the top, at the summit. The mighty voice. Above her brows, where will and knowledge meet, a mighty voice invaded mortal space. Now, what has happened is actually this center got opened. The voice comes and lands itself directly on her forehead. And her forehead center is open with that. Above her brows where will and knowledge meet, a mighty voice invaded. He is not going to care what is going to happen to Savitri. It is going to get established this directly, you see, invaded. Now, in the yogic description, this center on the forehead, where will and knowledge meet, is called Ajna Chakra. Ajna Chakra. Now, it is that which has got opened. Ajna. Now, it is Ajna means command, basically. Or it is the third eye chakra. There you see the eye, third eye chakra. Or you have also there the opening of Trikala Drishti. You see all the things which are moving in the three dimensions of time, the past, the present, the future. Trikala Drishti is opened out. So when this opens, it means that the entire past of Savitri, the present of Savitri, the future of Savitri is suddenly opening out. When the voice is invading the forehead, suddenly the Trikala Drishti has opened out in the case of Savitri. Third eye chakra is the sixth primary chakra according to Hindu tradition. Ajna chakra is positioned in the stomata directly behind the center of the forehead. This is the physical description. Its kshetram or field is in the eyebrow region at the position of the third eye. You see. Now, it is also a chakra wheel, it is also a lotus. It is a lotus of white color and two petals. This chakra is a lotus of white color with two petals, lotus with two petals. Inside the pericap, the Shakti Hakini, it is depicted with a white moon, six faces, and six arms holding a book, a skull, a drum, a rosary, while making the gestures associated, etc., etc. You see. Ajna has two white petals, said to represent the psychic channels, nadis, Ida and Pingala, the flow of subtle energies to the body. You see. I will send you this thing as an attachment. Ajna translates as command and is considered the eye of intuition or intellect. Well, it is more than that. Yeah. As Hindus believe, the spiritual energy from the environment enters. I think we can skip that part. Let's move further. Now, this is from Shivandu about this Ajna Chakra. Wherever there is a descent of the higher consciousness in the Adhara, when the support is ready, the receiver is there. Whenever there is a descent of the higher consciousness, part of it is stored up in the frontal consciousness and remains there, the active consciousness. Part of it goes behind and remains as a support. So it comes here, when the command comes, when the voice comes, the Shakti comes, a part is put into action outwardly, a part is stored within. Part flows out into the universal nature, part is absorbed by the inconscient and lost to the individual consciousness and its action. So this is what is going to happen when that voice is invading Savitri's forehead. All this part will be stored in her frontal consciousness. Part will go within, part will go in the working of nature, part will also go in the inconscient. You see. So that is the power of the invading voice of Savitri. The force descends for two things. To transform the nature, to carry on the work through the instrument. To carry on the work through the instrument. It is for that purpose the voice is made in Savitri's forehead to carry on the work. At first, one is not conscious of either working. Afterwards, one becomes conscious of the force working, but not of how it works. When you are doing yoga, then you understand that also. Finally, one becomes conscious entirely and in detail. Well, we'll skip some of these descriptions again. The descent into the body, first in the head, then down to the neck and the chest. That is the ordinary route. For many, there is a big stop before it gets below the navel. He gives certain precautions also. Yes, it was the same experience. You went inside under the pressure of the force. One of the disciples, which is often, though not always, the first result, went into a few seconds samadhi according to the ordinary language. The force, when it descends, tries to open the body and pass through the centers. It has to come in ordinarily through crown of the head, Brahmarandra, and pass through the inner mind center, which is the middle forehead between these two Bibles. He calls it inner mind center. Nearer to us are the worlds of perfect supreme. I think I'll read a few earlier lines also, it will be better than this. He is describing the Divine Mother's force at different levels. There are many planes of her creation, many steps of the Divine Shakti, many steps of the Divine Shakti. At the summit of this manifestation, of which we are a part, there are worlds of infinite existence, consciousness, force, and bliss, over which the Mother stands as the unveiled eternal power. In the Satchidananda, she stands without any veil and governs all the activities in the Satchidananda. Force and bliss over which the mother stands as the unveiled eternal power. All beings there live and move in an ineffable completeness and unalterable oneness. Everything is complete for them. And there is a kind of an identity with everything there is. Oneness. Because she carries them safe in her arms forever. That is what happens in the world of Satchit Ananda. As it says here, infinite existence, consciousness, force, bliss. This is what happens in Satchidananda. But then, nearer to us, in our cosmic scale, nearer to us are the worlds of perfect supramental creation. Now, Satchidananda is there. After that is the creation of supermind. And we are closer to that supermind. In the world between us and Satchidananda, the world which is there is the world of supermind. Nearer to us are the worlds of a perfect supramental creation in which the mother is the supramental Mahashakti. She is the supramental Mahashakti. And what is she? A power of divine omniscient will and omnipotent knowledge. This supramental Mahashakti is the power of will and knowledge. Always apparent in its unfailing work and spontaneously perfect in every process. They are all moments and steps, etc., etc. Now you see this one. Above her brows where will and knowledge meet. Will and knowledge meet. In other words, here we have the description. A summons came, a voice spoke from her being summit. Who is there on her being summit? The divine Shakti of will and knowledge. The supramental Mahashakti, a power of will and knowledge. So who is invading Savitri's forehead? The supramental Mahashakti. It is she. It is the divine Savitri who is from there entering into human Savitri through this opening. Supramental Mahashakti, a power of divine omniscient will and omnipotent knowledge. See, here he clarifies it further. He says will and knowledge. See, sorry, here we have got where will and knowledge meet. But this will is omniscient will. This knowledge is omnipotent knowledge. This knowledge is omnipotent knowledge, and this will is omniscient. The will that sees everything, the knowledge that has power to achieve whatever it has to achieve. Because it is from the supramental Mahashakti that they are coming directly. From the supramental Mahashakti. So who is invading? The supramental Mahashakti is invading the forehead of Savitri. A sound, a call that broke, it is that alone which can break the seals of night. No other power can do that. Only the supramental Mahashakti alone can break the seals of night. And this is a night with capital N, the primordial night of this creation. Her seals only the supramental Mahashakti can break. See, this night is different than this night. In the same sentence, you got two nights. One is the kind of routine night, and this is the primordial night. A sound, a call that broke the seals of night. Above her brows were will and knowledge, the omniscient will and omnipotent knowledge meet. A mighty voice, so that voice is actually nothing, none but the supramental Mahashakti. Invaded mortal spirit, the human Savitri.